Previously on Power Reviews.
Do I exist?
If there's anything I can do to make it up to you, you make sure to let me know.
I still can't believe you told him he could live here.
I've been called away on business.
You can call me Mayo, by the way. A lockbox along with a folio for a thorough background check.
Did you run a check on me too?
I need to make sure you haven't let someone dangerous into both of our lives. I just wanted to make sure you got the cake for Guy. I'm heading out now to pick him up from the airport. I still can't believe you told him he could move back in.
What was I supposed to tell him?
You still haven't made up your mind.
No one else has ever seen you.
No legal record whatsoever that anyone named Database Ranger has ever existed. Maybe you should worry a little bit less about whether or not I'm real, and a little bit more about yourself.
Kay!
Database, are you okay?
What?
And now, Database Rangers Power Review.
Greetings, Ranger fans. And welcome to Power Reviews. Well, some of you might be wondering what I've been up to since my last episode. I think that Guy's welcome back party was a big success. Good times. So I don't know if I can do this. She's gone. Kay is gone. My best friend is... I say that she's gone, but it's obvious she was never really here. I have to wonder what you all thought of me all this time. I don't know, maybe you could see her too, maybe we're all crazy, maybe you just enjoyed watching an obsessive fanboy talk to himself. That would certainly explain why their view count went up when I started doing joint reviews. Greetings, Ranger fans! Salutations! And welcome to Power Reviews! I guess I just have to face it. I'm Kay. I am Kay.
Good to hear that you are all right. I will be leaving soon and would rather that you didn't do anything ill-advised in my absence.
Like what?
Like displacing all of the perishables from the refrigerator in an attempt to discover a secret passage.
Good point.
The apartment still smells of sour cream.
True.
There wasn't any sour cream in that refrigerator, was there?
Not when I started. Going out with Mayo again?
We have dinner plans.
Hi, Guy. How's he doing?
He keeps saying he's all right, but I have my doubts.
You don't think he's gonna try and crawl into the refrigerator again, do you?
You know I can hear you guys.
Sorry, we're just worried about you.
Yeah, I know.
When was the last time you were out of the building?
Well, I was an elf at the mall for a day. How long ago was Christmas?
Maybe you should come with us. It would do you some good to get out.
I don't know if that's such a good idea.
I agree.
Come on, it'll be our treat.
What?
Well, if you guys insist.
Do you have a Prius?
Is there a problem with that?
No.
So, how's the web series coming?
You don't have to answer that.
Are you guys really interested?
No.
Of course we are.
Well, I actually ran into a bit of a brick wall recently. Not literally, of course. Well, not that I can remember. I guess if I had, I might not remember anyway, especially if I was running really fast.
Database.
Not that I really go running all that often.
Database.
I really need to get on that. It was one of my New Year's...
Database!
Yes?
Why don't you just tell us what the problem is?
Oh, well, ever since I found out that,
Yes?
episodes. I found out they won't be showing any more episodes. Well, not for a while at least, and I'm just trying to figure out what to do next.
Well, how many episodes do you have left?
1.
Okay, well, that's not the end of the world. Why don't you tell us about it?
You don't have to do that.
You guys don't want to hear me drone on about a TV show.
You're right.
Come on, it'll make you feel better.
Well, if you think it'll help.
No.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess let's talk about episode 9 of Power Rangers Megaforce. Prince Takes Night. The episode begins with the Rangers sitting around a table at the Brain Freeze, recapping the events of last episode for anyone who wasn't paying attention.
Or anyone who didn't watch.
Oh, right. Sorry. Basically, Robo Knight was created by Gosei, but lost his memory and thinks he needs to work alone. Gia thinks he kicks butt, Jake thinks he's reckless, but Troy is too busy thinking about the ultimate fanfic experience.
I've been having these dreams. And Robo Knight is in them.
Some scientists believe that dreams sometimes foretell the future.
No self-respecting scientist would ever say that.
At least none involved in any projects the public would be aware of.
So, despite Troy never saying that the dreams predate Robo Knight's appearance, the others immediately start using him as a human-shaped magic 8-ball. He explains that the dreams apparently have lower resolution than the average smartphone, which is why he didn't bring them up before, and that he can't be sure which side Robo Knight will be fighting on in the upcoming epic battle. Admiral Malcor is worried too, but Vrock suggests they turn Robo Knight to their side, and V rocks out before heading down to Earth and calling forth a monster from the local lake.
Psycho Dick, master of draining energy!
Wait, Psycho what?
Psycho Tick.
Ah.
Of course, he doesn't look anything like a tick, and nothing beyond his name seems to link him to the insectoids. If anything, he looks much more like a Kappa, the Japanese river demon that the Ninja Turtles are often mistaken for, not the Greek letter, which makes me wonder if he's terrestrial in origin.
Database.
Sort of a terrestrial terrapin terror.
Database.
Right, focus. So, the Japanese river demon monster attacks the Panorama City amusement park, which is something I never actually thought I'd say after the end of Samurai. And the Rangers morph to stop him from draining the park's power. At first, Psycho Tick has the upper hand, but Robo Knight soon arrives to join the fray. Unfortunately, not only does he reject the help of the Rangers, but when the monster fires off his tick attack, Envirobot 9000 acts in direct opposition of the Good Samaritan law.
Good Samaritan law? Are they crazy?
Why would we want to help somebody?
I know.
That's what nuns and Red Cross workers are for.
How did you do that?
What?
Never mind.
So the Rangers have their hands full protecting the civilians that Robo Knight keeps recklessly putting in harm's way, meaning that when one of Kappa Mikey's energy ticks finally makes contact, they're powerless to stop it from capturing the Chrome Crusader. They meet with Gosei in the Mega Cave to track him down, because that's apparently something they do now.
He's still on Earth.
Well, that narrows it down.
Your impressions are disturbing in their accuracy.
Although Jake could do without him and his reckless behavior, Troy convinces the rest of the team that Robo Knight is one of them, and can't just be abandoned.
And I'm sure that the danger of having an extremely powerful weapon in enemy hands has nothing to do with it.
No, I'm pretty sure they're sticking with the power of friendship thing.
Since he's still on Earth, we can find him.
Please stop that.
Wait, how are they planning to find him?
By looking.
What, from like a satellite or something?
Ground search.
You're kidding, right?
Nope. Turns out that Vrock has Robo Knight locked up in a cage sitting in the middle of a nearby quarry.
No surprise there.
He tries to get loose, but with the monster's energy tick draining his fuel cell, it looks like he won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Confident that Robo Knight's careless behavior will prevent the Rangers from coming to his rescue, Vrock sends Psycho Tick to prevent the Rangers from coming to his rescue. That didn't make any sense, did it?
No.
Regardless, Psycho Tick starts draining the power of everything in the city. And by everything, he apparently means everything powered by electricity, since all the people seem otherwise fine, even with the occasional flying bread to the face.
What?
Never mind. It's around this time that Troy finds Robo Knight. Somehow.
Maybe Vrock should have taken him someplace outside of walking distance.
Because apparently the Rangers never abandon their friends.
Never friends?
You know, it kind of sounds like you're doing a RoboCop impersonation, but it's kind of reminding me of something else right now.
I will name him George, and I will hug him and pet him and squeeze him.
Exactly! Dude, you are really good at these impressions.
Thanks. Despite the fact that he just took out the Insectoid's powerhouse general 2 episodes ago, Vrock tells Troy that he's not strong enough to defeat him alone, and that the Ranger's weakness is always trying to protect everyone, including Robo Knight.
Wait, didn't you just say a minute ago that Vrock was convinced the Rangers wouldn't show up?
Yeah, and he actually said it again right before Troy got there.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's our most intelligent villain at the moment. So while Vrock and Troy duke it out, the others tend to psycho-tick in the loogies, with Gia leading the way by nodding and having the others run on ahead of her. For some reason. At which point, the monster abandons his duties to return to Vrock. For some reason. Jake and Gia threw the shippers a bone by teaming up so they can catch up to Troy and Robo Knight, although Troy never let anyone know that he found Robo Knight. And Noah and Emma tricked the rest of the loogies into shooting each other.
How?
Oh, they just pulled the old trick where they let themselves get surrounded by the enemies and then duck.
These creatures are not a substantial threat, are they?
Nope. So just as Vrock is about to defeat Troy, Psychotic teleports in to help finish him off.
Wait, why would Vrock need his help?
I don't think he did.
Then why did he go back?
I have no idea.
At least we get a cool 2-on-1 battle, right?
Actually, this is when the other Rangers arrive to help Troy.
How?
How what?
How did they get there?
They ran?
They ran to a place they hadn't found yet, to save someone they didn't know was in trouble, and they completed a battle of their own in the same amount of time it took someone else to instantly teleport there.
This episode is making less sense the more I talk about it.
If it's any consolation, it didn't make much sense to begin with.
Okay, so let's just fast forward through everything else that doesn't make sense. Robo Knight doesn't see the logic in saving him, since his mission comes first, even when the mission can't be completed without him being free. Jake and Gia try to explain to Robo Knight about teamwork, friendship, and good guys versus bad guys, instead of using logical argument or actually doing anything to free him. The Rangers are on the verge of defeat, which inspires Robo Knight to pinpoint the source of the energy drain and reverse the flow back into his energy cells, which he probably should have done in the first place, and this causes the energy tick to explode instead of deflate, blowing up the cage so Robo Knight can rush attack the insectoids or mutants or whatever Vrock and Psychotic are, destroying the monster so he can be resurrected by the Zombats and reference something Vrock said that he couldn't possibly have heard because he was dead at the time.
He wasn't kidding when he said big time.
Wow.
Oh, and then Robo Knight demonstrates how much he learned about teamwork by insisting that his Zords will be enough, just in case there was any danger of the Rangers having a chance to accomplish something this episode, and summons the Knight Brother Zords, a sea lion and a sky lion, that take on the forms of a cruise ship and a blimp.
What is a skyline?
And why is he using super slow sightseeing vehicles?
I'm not sure, but this is when he turns into a giant lion dump truck. Yeah, I'll explain later. So the three Zords combined into the Gosei Grand Megazord to briefly imitate the WWE before unleashing a barrage of missiles out of its wheels and flying right through Psychotic to destroy him once and for all.
He can fly now?
Yep. Everything wraps up with Vrock getting a talking to from Malcor and the Rangers meeting Robo Knight on a random city rooftop, where we realize that the only lesson he's taken away from all this is that it's good to fight the bad guys, but he's better off without the whole teamwork thing. And considering how much help the Rangers actually provided, we finally end on something that actually makes sense. And that's the end of the episode.
So, what did you think of it?
Well, I originally thought this was just an average episode, typical kidnap and rescue plot that provides some small bits of character development and some decent fight sequences, but once I started explaining it and you guys started asking questions, I realized just how flawed this one is. It all just starts just like one tiny thread, but the moment you start pulling on it, it just sets off this avalanche of fibers, and you can't help but wondering how that tangled mess ever made sense to you to begin with.
Database.
No, I'm alright. It's just this still is an average Megaforce episode. The only good things that can really be said are, at least the plot inconsistencies aren't as glaring as Robo Knight's original introduction, or magical random singing powers, or...
Are you some kind of superhero?
Which I still haven't gotten over. Overall, Megaforce may be a step up from Samurai in terms of characterization and recontextualization of footage, but this unplanned mid-season finale just serves to highlight how much difficulty they're having with even the simplest stories once they step away from imitating the Sentai. Or as Admiral Malcor puts it,
Once again, something failed in the execution.
Do you feel a little better now?
well, yeah, I mean, it's good to just talk things out with someone.
Maybe that's what you need. A co-host to bounce ideas off of.
No, I do not need a co-host. Besides, I'm out of Megaforce episodes right now.
Well, how many older episodes haven't you reviewed?
726 plus or minus 1, depending on if you count Clash of the Red Rangers as a single episode, two-parter, or a special movie.
Alright, that was oddly specific.
Does anyone actually work here?
My point is, why don't you go back and look at some episodes that you actually enjoy?
Fair enough.
Plus, you get the chance to share those episodes with a friend co-hosting.
Yeah?
And I'm sure you and Guy would do great together.
What?